Good night. Welcome to Munchi B Talks Politics. I am your girl, Munchi B. Tonight on our program, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness allocate $350 million to help with the repairing of roofs for the people of Jamaica, the roofs that were damaged during burial and by the heavy rain. Guys, share the live, click on the like button and come back. Guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please click on the like button as you come in. Share the live to your friends and family and the WhatsApp group so that we can start. So tonight we will discuss the $315 million that was allocated in Parliament today, announced Parliament today, to be allocated to the 63 members of Parliament to help the vulnerables, to help the persons who have who had their roofs damaged during Hurricane Beryl and during the heavy rains. So, guys, as I said before, share the live. We will also be discussing. So, wait, make me feel love. Good night, Nicole. Good night, Peter. Good night, everybody. As you come in, good night, good night. Me know if you stop and say good night, Because once me not do that, I'm going to be distracted. So, good night to all the persons coming in. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Another program, another 1 hour where we will be discussing things that took place in our parliament today. First on the agenda, the 315 million. Second, we will be discussing about what Dr. Tufton updating the nation and the state of our health care. We will also be discussing Portmore, the 15th parish. So a lot of things to discuss tonight, a lot of things to live. Rock and come in. Thank you for coming. Click on the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night, Al. Good night, Curtis. Good night. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for joining me tonight. And yes, guys. So tonight, $315 million allocated to carry out repairs on roofs that were damaged during Hurricane Beryl and the heavy rains. Each member of parliament will be allocated $5 million to help the members of their constituencies. Now, guys, Alcat Wagwan. Now, guys, we have 63 members of parliament. We have 49 from the Jamaica Labour Party and 14 from the People's National Party. Now, the Prime Minister was very clear today in the Parliament that this money is for the persons that are in need, the vulnerable, the persons who actually had their roof blown off, and people whose roofs are still leaking since the hurricane. Despite the 14,000 persons that already got help since burial, despite all that the Prime Minister did for the people that got affected by burial as it relates to agriculture, as it relates to repairs on roof, repairs on house, as it relates to every single area that was affected, the Prime Minister is now finding an additional $315 million to help again. This Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, is a Prime Minister that cares, is a Prime Minister that listens, is a Prime Minister that can identify with the ordinary Jamaicans, with the working class family, about what it is like to live in a old house with your zinc blow off and you have to put black on top of your house to keep dry. That's the Prime Minister that we have. So I am not surprised. I am not surprised with this announcement. A lot of us that know our Prime Minister and know how our government work, and our government is a government that listens, we are not surprised. And despite what the government already did for the people, 14,000 people already get help, the government still felt the need to do more because more is needed. That's a party, that's a government that listens, that's a caring Prime Minister without a doubt. So I want to thank the Prime Minister on behalf of the people of Jamaica. Prime Minister, I want to tell you thank you very much for your help. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for caring and understanding and looking out for the ordinary Jamaican people. Thank you very much for the little additional help. Very much appreciated. And we know that you're listening and we know that you're standing. We know that you're going to help. Now, guys, back to the $315 million. So, today in our parliament, after the announcement about the 315 million to be dispersed from the central government to the members of parliament, of course, you're gonna have the PNP because once there's money involved, the PNP is gonna get themselves active. Whenever you hear the saying, say chicken Mary out then here, oh my God, the PNP, when they hear money, oh God, them go with themselves to the parliament, guys, you never see them. First, you have Mark Golding. Oh, Prime Minister, I want to thank you for this initiative and support it. Like, else can you say, Mark Golding? You have to support it. Then here comes Madam Natalie Nita Garvey, guys, who watch the parliament today, by the way. Because I told you guys, we have to watch the parliament so we can have an understanding what is going on in the PNP brain. Because the PNP, sorry, Natalie Garvey today, guys, was very strategic. I don't know if una follow the anything with PNP, it's about politics because every night we come here and we say PNP is party, then country, Natalie. Party, then country. So after the Prime Minister made the announcement today about the $315 million to be dispersed to the Member of Parliament, when the PNP do the maths, Natalie, when the PNP do them a quick math in their head and realize that them only have 14 MP, then start give trouble to them in parliament. Then orange slip start show up. First you have Natalie Garvey standing up and say, Prime Minister, in the councillors are the first one the people call when they're in need. But I don't know where she talk about because some Jamaican people don't even know who their councillors are. Some Jamaican people never know who the councillor for where they live. So I don't know where Natalie get that from. Oh, I used to be a councillor and I know that the first person that the constituent call is the councillor. So I am suggesting that you give some of the money, you allocate some funds, a different set of funds for the councillors. There are some different set of funds for the councillors because when the PNP do the maths, guys, them have more councillors than members of parliament. So when the Prime Minister disperse the money through the council, to the local government, the PNP will have more money to spend and for show a partner and for hide up and for thief up for keep election. So that is where I say Natalie Garvey run out today. And ask the Prime Minister to give money to the councillors because the councillors are more on the ground. I don't know what she talk about. But because the PNP want the money to save up the election, to use and to a partner, then come up with a little trickery. Because in Westmoreland, the councillors in Westmoreland is not doing anything with the money that they get from local government. The market, over 5 years now, Desmond Mackenzie gave them money to build out the market and everything. Still no market. The garbage collecting at zero. No water is being trucked in the communities in Westmoreland. So when they want more money for, they want the money to throw partners. The PNP want the money to throw a partner so they can save up their money to run the election. Because after burial, when the Prime Minister gave out the first set of money to the Member of Parliament and told him Parliament to give some of the councillors some money, I know in my constituency, my councillor did not spend $1 in my constituency. I don't see no work do. I don't see that money wasn't spent. So when you see the PNP come now, guys, when you see the PNP roll out with this Garvey, I'm suggesting that you give some of the money, not $1, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, on behalf of the Welcans on the ground, I'm telling you, do not give the PNP councillors no money. Do not give the PNP councillors no money. The members of parliament can allocate the money properly and everybody will benefit. The member of parliament, who is the member of parliament for the constituency, they are the ones that are supposed to be spending the money that comes from central government. And the member of parliament can set up a system where the PNP councillors can go around and collect the names and give it to the member of parliament. No money should be placed in the hand of any councillors. Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament do not give, although I know some of them not give them the money, but you ask some of the JLP MP them will love to say, oh, I am an MP for all and I'm here for everybody. And I don't understand. Because if you sign for a money from central government, you are the one that's supposed to make sure that money is spent properly. You are the one that is going to give account for that money. So I am calling on the MPs to use that money wisely. Let the PNP councillors go in their division, do them assessment, take up the names, and bring the names to you. Don't give PNP no money. Don't give PNP no money because based on history, the PNP are not trustworthy people. The PNP, they're not trustworthy. During burial, when MP gave them money to help, they never do nothing. So you have Natalie Garvey now come out. Oh, Prime Minister, I'm asking if you could give the councillor some money. Not a dollar, Prime Minister. Not a dollar. Make she go and go work with her council. If she's a member of parliament, she will be getting her $5 million. Let she call her PNP councillor, sit at the table, and the two of them decide how this money will be spent and the vulnerables. Don't give them no. She want 5 million of your councillor, them separately want 5 million, but she not easy. She got party shop. This country is not a party shop. Not a dollar. A campaign fund them a look. Campaign fund them a look. Prime Minister, do not let them distract you. Stick to the original plan. Stick to the original plan, Prime Minister. This money is gonna go out in order, and everybody gonna give account for their money. When you give money to PNP councillor, who you gonna account for that money, and how you gonna be sure that that money is spent in the constituency? We cannot be sure because the PNP people are not worthy. So, Prime Minister, the first plan that you come to the parliament with, stick to that plan, Prime Minister. Then you have Denise Daly now, guys. Denise Daly. She know Denise Daly now stand up in the parliament to say, Prime Minister, thank you for the money, but can you with PNP there's always a but. The PNP want to spend money that they did not earn. The People's National Party like to reap corn when they never sow. When the PNP was in government, after Hurricane Ivan in 2004, there was no money to do any recovery in our country. In 2004, after Ivan hit Jamaica, the then PNP under Percival Noel James Patterson had to call on the international friends to help us. We had to call USAID to help us to bring back, to recover, help us with our recovery. Everything. When it comes to construction, we have to call on America to help us. When it comes to agriculture, we have to ask America to help us. Peacekeeper from America had to come in the country to help us. There was no money for the government to do any recovery during the PNP time. Who remember during Ivan, when in the rural areas, when light go away, we never get back light until 3 months. It took us 3 months to get back light in East St. Andrew during Ivan. 3 months. Because there was no money, because Percival and Omar run the country budget so bad and have the country in so much debt. There was no money to spend after we got hit by Hurricane Ivan. In 2004, when Hurricane Ivan hit the country and no light, JPS, everything mash up. The PNP government then gave JPS permission to charge the people of Jamaica $1.5 billion to help to get back JPS on their feet due to the contract that was signed by the People's National Party. The People's National Party in a contract when they were selling out JPS, put it in the contract that in case of natural disaster, the JPS can ask the people of Jamaica to fund that bill. So when it comes to helping people, the PNP should just stay behind and watch Minister Andrew Michael Holness doing work. When it comes to recovery, you have to just watch Andrew Holness doing work PNP. Because you guys were doing PNP time, there was no money to do anything. So the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister knows that the PNP not really trustworthy, the Prime Minister made the effort to find the hardware. Because let me tell you how PNP work. What the PNP would have doing now is just take the money, go on PNP hardware, and send PNP people go collect when if you collect. So the government took the time out to find credible hardware that the government and them can two of them can be on the same page and can give account for the money. And those are the hardware that the PNP will have to use. So they will have to give account for the $5 million. So the PNP no love that. The PNP no love that. So here is the PNP coming. Oh, Prime Minister, we're asking you if you could give the councillor some money. For what? Give the councillors money for what, Madam Nita Garvey? For what? The PNP councillors don't need any money. The PNP should be working with the Member of Parliament. That is their duty, to work with the Member of Parliament, get them lists, find out the people them who need the resources, who need for roof really and truly blow off and who need help. Not PNP people, people who are in need of the help. And you bring the list to your Member of Parliament, and the Member of Parliament will do the rest. You know, no money not have to go in on no hand. You know, me realize with the PNP, once they not angle money, they're not happy. Who realize that? Who realize that once the People's National Party not angle the money, they're not happy? Once some of them are angle the money, they don't feel like the money I spend good enough. Once I know PNP angle the money and I decide how the money is spent, People's National Party is not happy. They're not happy. And the Prime Minister, of course, have to listen, and but the Prime Minister was very clear today. Once the money coming from the central government, we have to give an account for the money. Therefore, no councillor cannot spend that money. So I'm expecting the 49 members of Parliament to go out in their constituency, open on our eyes, make sure that the vulnerable persons who are in need getting the help. Make sure that the people them who really and truly need the help are get the help. Not just PNP people. Alright? So again, I want to say thank you to my Prime Minister for this allocation. Thank you for this 315 million. Very much appreciated. And I want to thank you once more, Prime Minister, for running the country finances in a way that when we have things like these, we can pull from our own resources and help our people. What if the Prime Minister had done what Mark Golding said last year and take $40 billion and give away to people to buy food? Where would that money come from now to help people that got hit by Hurricane Beryl and Everest? What if the Prime Minister did listen to Mark Golding last year, guys, and take $40 billion from the budget to give to people to buy chicken back and rice? What would happen to us now? What would have happened to the country now? You see how important it is to have a good government in place? You see how important it is to have a good administration in place? What if we had listened to Mark Golding and the PNP when they say, oh, the Prime Minister, you need to take $40 billion because people can't buy food? What if we didn't listen to Mark Golding? Because remember Dr. Clark Rebuttal said, no, Mark Golding. We cannot pull money we cannot pull the money and use it and give people to buy food. It's not one day eating. What about natural disaster? And turn out Dr. Clark was correct. Because if we didn't do what Mark Golding said, there would be no money to help the people of Jamaica now. Remember, the government already helped 14,000 people with helping to build back stronger with their roof and in agriculture, Remember, the government just helped them with in October, and the government now can find $315 million more, to help again. This is because we have a government that is caring. This is because we have a government with fiscal responsibility. Very, very responsible. This is because we have a government that care about the people of Jamaica and angling our finances the way that we can have money put aside for such a time as this. And Mark Golding is coming to tell the people of Jamaica that when informed government, $40 billion will be removed to spend on what God knows what I don't know. So, dog, we're going to be going back to the days when we have to go and beg. And guys, there will be no America to help us. Because remember, Donald Trump said no more international funding. Can you imagine if Donald Trump was in place in 2004 after Hurricane Ivan? Can you imagine, guys, what would have happened to the people of Jamaica if Donald Trump was in government in 2004? What would have happened to us? Because remember, in 2004, we had no money to do absolutely nothing. We had to call on our international friends. USAID had to come into the country and help with building, getting our water infrastructure back and up and running. We had to call on USAID to come in and help us with agriculture, with seeds, with pipes. We had to call on USAID to help us with construction, to help with repairing roofing, with building back schools, church, health center. We didn't have any money to do absolutely nothing. What would have happened to the country if they had a government like Donald Trump? Guys, we cannot elect Mark Golding and the People's National Party. We need a government that is going to save for rainy day. We need a government that understands that Jamaica is a tropical country. We need a government that understands that at any given time during a hurricane season, Jamaica can get hit with a Category 5 hurricane. We need a government that understands these things. We cannot elect a government like Mark Golding with a bunch of tapanaris that don't care. We cannot. No, guys, when Percival and Paulwell made a decision to sell JPS. When Percival and Paulwell made the decision to sell JPS, under the terms of the license known as the Z factor, JPS is allowed to collect on damages incurred during circumstances deemed to be beyond their control. Listen, guys. Remember, bear in mind, guys, we live in a tropical country. Bear in mind, Jamaica, where Jamaica is, we can be hit with a hurricane at any given time. And when Percival and Paulwell made the decision to sell JPS, they weren't thinking about the people of Jamaica. They did not have us in mind. When Percival and Paulwell made a decision to sell JPS, in the license agreement, under the terms of the license, known as the Z factor, the JPS is allowed to collect on damages incurred during circumstances deemed to be beyond their control. How could you do that to us, Percival? How could you sign an agreement like that, Percival and Falwell, knowing what you know that where Jamaica is situated? How can you sign a contract like that? You weren't thinking about the people of Jamaica. And in 2004, when Hurricane Ivan hit Jamaica, the JPS claimed losses of up to $1.5 billion, and the people of Jamaica had to pay that money. JPS charged the people of Jamaica $1.5 billion to help in the recovery due to the contract that was signed during the sale agreement. So when you hear Philip Palwell today in the parliament, Mark Golding asks this question and asks that question about how much money the people of Jamaica has been asked for JPS people who stealing light and da 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 da. Where was the thought? Where was the thought process when Percival was selling out JPS? Because I put it to you, guys. The agreement to allow JPS to charge us, the paying customers, for persons that are stealing JPS, that is in the agreement put together by Percival and his team. So when you not hear Palwell in the parliament today, that man is just gaslighting us. It's just a scam. The license that was signed under PNP, the arrangement that was made under Percival and Palwell, JPS have the permission to charge us, the paying customer, for persons who steal light. That is in the agreement. They not do it on a willy-nilly. They not go and them do when they feel like they have it in a signed agreement signed by the People's National Party. When you hear JPS came out the other day after Beryl and was trying to charge us, the paying customer, who was not getting any light during the Beryl, because they thought they were good authority to do it because of the agreement that was signed by the PNP government. So when you hear Palwell standing up in the parliament today, hogwash, total hogwash, total gaslighting. Don't fall for it. The PNP also put in an agreement with JPS to charge us to increase the rate every single year and charge us in US dollars. Don't allow the PNP and Philip Palwell to come in the parliament. I don't know if this is a brand new man, but this Philip Palwell has been in government for almost 30 years. Philip Palwell in a parliament from me go high school. Philip Palwell has been in the parliament since me go high school. I'm almost 40 now. So don't listen to Philip Palwell. Don't listen to Mark Golding. These people will say absolutely anything to form government. Absolutely anything. It's just a way to gain state power. So when we see our caring Prime Minister, when we see our thoughtful Prime Minister, when we see our understanding government, our government that cares about ordinary working class family, our government that cares about the ordinary working class family and not only the tapanaris, come in the parliament and can give a statement like this and the presentation to say we can pull $315 million from our resources. That's unprecedented. That has never happened before. Never in history had there been a government that can pull from our own resources, our own tax fund to spend on their Jamaican people during a pandemic. during a hurricane. Never in history has there been a government that can pull from our fund, our own money to help the people of Jamaica. That has never happened before. That has never ever happened before. So this is very significant. And we have to applaud our government. And we have to make sure that Andrew Holness gets the third term. Because these are the things that we like to see. These are the things that we want for our children and our children. We want our children to live in a better Jamaica than we had when we were growing up in Percival. We want a better Jamaica. A Jamaica that works for everybody. Not just a Jamaica we work for Mark Golding and DBNG. Not a Jamaica we only work for the what the man name in a Kingston, we make the 3-story building without a permit. We don't want a Jamaica with where only the Tapanaris alone benefits. We want a Jamaica that works for all. So when you hear Philip Paul welcoming the parliament with his gaslighting, guys, we need to call him out. And we also need to applaud our government for implementing the traffic system, because it's been a long time coming. The PNP talk about it. The PNP have it on paper, have it in a pipeline, but the PNP is not a party that implements. The PNP is a pipeline party. The PNP is a paperwork party. The PNP is a party that does research and set up committee. That's the People's National Party. The Jamaica Labour Party is a party that implements. So that's why the Jamaica Labour Party implemented the traffic system, so that we can collect the money effective and we can have a good system that the money go right in the right place. And the PNP, guys. And the PNP, guys. Every ministry used to have them own account. Let me know. Let me tell you something. You see, during the PNP time, every government ministry used to have them separate account, right? And what the PNP used to do is that they used to have a PNP person signatory on the account. See, so when a minister want a money to do something in their constituency, they will go to this ministry and they will get a little money. When the minister want a money for bringing buy a vehicle, them go to the account and they have them PNP people and them get them little money. When they collect taxes, like from the road traffic system, that money goes in a separate fund. That money is not used to do absolutely nothing as it relates to maintaining our roads. That money is not used to improve the traffic the ticket system. That money is not used to help the motorists in no way, shape, or form. That money is placed in an account where certain PNP have access to that money, and they can pull down from that money when they want the money to do whatever they want to do. Audley Shaw, when Bruce Gordon won the election, Audley Shaw went around and closed down all and little small account and brought the money in one central account, one central system where only the Minister of Finance can approve spending. Follow me now. When Audley Shaw won the election, Audley Shaw went around in all the little PNP, little corner them where they have the money they hide up, and he closed down those accounts and he placed the money in one central area. Audley Shaw started it and Dr. Clark continued. So this is the reason why you see the PNP cry so much. And this is the reason why I hear the PNP say when them farm government, they're going to start up some separate fund. Because that is what the PNP does in order to steal taxpayers' money. They want to spend the money without they want to spend the money without nobody knowing. They don't want to ask no permission. That's what the PNP want to do. But Dr. Clark and Audley Shaw closed down all of the PNP secret account with Omar Davis whopping up. So him can't have map up. When you hear him come and say, oh, you know, I got a big, when you hear him say, oh, I can call the banks in New York and I can get any amount of money I want. It's when you get that money from, the banks in New York. That money not going in the consolidated fund, That money is placed in a separate account where only him and a chosen few have access to that money, and the Jamaican people don't have any idea how that money is being spent. That is why during the PNP time, with them couldn't get no work done. This is why during the PNP time, we couldn't see value for our money. Because our money was being siphoned off by the PNP in a different account all over the country, in a different ministry. So when you hear today in the parliament, I don't know if you guys heard this part, when Minister Voss was giving his presentation, and Minister Voss said he spoken to the Prime Minister and the relevant persons 5% of the money collected from the traffic ticket system to be spent on a PR campaign to sensitize and educate the people of Jamaica about the road traffic, whatever. The reason why Minister Voss have to follow that route and get the approval and get the money from the consolidated fund, because of the system put in place by the Andrew Michael Holness government. The reason why Minister Voss can't just come in a parliament and say, oh, I am going to take 5% of the money and do this. He can't, because he has no access to the money. He has to go through the proper channel. And that is how government work. That is how we can give account for taxpayers' money. That is called accountability. In a PNP time, that never happened. In a PNP time, you only hear them announce, oh, we have a pre-R campaign and we're going to hire this doctor this from you and doctor that from you, we're going to do it. Where the money come from? Oh, people push out that say, we found some money. When you ask her where she found the money, oh, the Minister of Finance found some money. That's how the PNP used to operate. They used to find some money from all over the place. Now, you heard Minister Voss today in the parliament. He said he's in consultation. The Prime Minister agree. The Finance Minister agree. And they will pull 5% of the money. And that is how government is supposed to work. So when you hear Mark Golding and Dayton Campbell stand on a political platform and say, when we form government, we're going to set up a fund in agriculture for this, and a fund in education for this, and a fund in tourism for that, and a fund, it is a way to open separate banks account so that they cannot give account for the people's money. So of course we support the idea. We support the policy and the plan to pull the 5% because it's for a worthy cause. It is necessary because, listen to me now, guys. This money that the minister is going to ask for to allocate, to spend, to sensitize and educate the people of Jamaica about using our roads, and it is necessary because 90% of the people in Jamaica buy their license. 90% of Jamaican people bought their license. So it is very, very important for this initiative. This initiative is welcome. And I would even ask Minister Voss to make sure security in the schools. Take this PR campaign, educational campaign in the schools, in the high schools. Have people from the transport authority go in the schools and teach the road code. It is very, very necessary. Have persons from the road the transport authority, instead of them they all over the place a run down vehicle, send them in the schools. Send them in the schools to teach and educate So that persons can know that say when you reach this sign you're supposed to do not overtake on this sign. When you see the whatever, this is necessary. So of course we welcome this initiative. We welcome this initiative, Minister Vaz. And guys, I don't know if you don't realize this. Minister Vaz has transformed the transport sector, guys. You know, see? You know, see the difference when we have a working MP and a working government, as opposed to you have the likes of Michael Phillips, the likes of Omar Davis, he was Minister of Transport and Works at one time. Who else, guys? Pickers Gill, I think one of them was it at the time. You know, see the difference when we have a working MP, a MP that do less talking and more work. Now we have JUTC buses in Linstead, JUTC buses in Maypen, JUTC buses in St. Thomas. Eh? More persons using the card system. Hey, guys, in a PNP time, when I was going to school during the PNP time, when the PNP tried, I'm not going to say they didn't try, when the government at the time tried to implement the bus card system, smart card, and at my time and at my daughter time, I don't remember, but anyway, the PNP tried to implement the bus card system. You don't know why the bus card system didn't work? Because the PNP bus driver them pull out mash up the system, pull out the equipment out of the bus because they wanted a way to steal the money. It was the same drivers at JUTC. Every time you go up on the bus, the way to steal the money. And I am so happy that now under Andrew Michael Holness government and under the leadership of Minister Vaz, you can see where we have competent, honest bus drivers who just go up on the bus and a driver now worry about thieving taxpayers' money. You want to see the difference? You see the difference when we have good government in charge? You see the difference between good governance and party shop? Under the PNP, JUTC was a cash cow. Under the PNP, them have a system where them have supervisors or inspectors, I don't know what they call themselves, used to come on the bus to check if people have ticket. Then nah, do not work. You have when you go downtown to catch the 77, the inspector them down there, cock up down there, eat and a drink and a talk, and no bus to up on the stand. You can't ask them nothing. This is the difference between a working minister and a party shop government. We are now seeing JUTC transforming right before our very eyes. Minister Vaz is a minister that performs. Minister Vaz is the performance boss. When you talk about a minister that work, when you talk a minister that is efficient, when you talk a minister that knows his job, that is Minister Vaz. We're seeing the difference. We see the difference with Minister Vaz. JUTC is different. JUTC is not the JUTC like in a PNP days. So we want to thank Minister Vaz because we see the difference and the people of Jamaica. All right, guys, when I hear people are protest and a ball and a this and a complain, oh, you know, so one minister work, how you know that a minister is performance, or when you hear it, when you know you're not chattering on the ground, when you're not seeing a protest. Because 2 weeks ago, the taxi drivers in St. Thomas was trying, the PNP were trying to instigate something out of St. Thomas. It never worked. It did not work. PNP was trying to instigate a little protest out of St. Thomas. It did not work. Because the people at St. Thomas tell them straight up, say, listen, we prefer the bus, we love the bus, we appreciate the bus, and we thank the government for the bus. So they have to stand down. The PNP had to stand down. So we want to thank Minister Vaz for his hard work. We want to thank the Prime Minister for the $315 million allocated to help with fixing our roofs. We want to thank the Prime Minister. Also, guys, next thing, Dr. Tufton's presentation, it wasn't really a presentation, it was an update. And I must say, guys, Dr. Tufton has embodied the health ministry. What don't you think? I want to talk the truth. I want to talk the truth. Dr. Tufton has taken over the Ministry of Health. And now, when you think about the Ministry of Health, you don't see another minister taking over that portfolio and doing a better job than Tufton. We don't see it. Dr. Tufton know the ministry. He know the policies. He know the numbers. Dr. Tufton, to me, similar to Minister Vaz, is a minister that have a team behind him. Because you know your minister at work and have a team, guys, is when you see the opposition standing up with questions and the minister now say, oh, next week when I come and answer. Minister Tufton can stand up and answer any question right on the ball. You remember the PNP time when you couldn't ask the minister them nothing? You remember the PNP time when a minister stand up in the parliament and give a presentation, you have to write on the question and next 3 months time before you get an answer from Portia come right down? Those days are over. Minister Tufton know the minister. He know the ministry. He can answer about how many health centers was renovated. How many persons got help with the know your numbers? How many people get help with the smile? How many people get? Dr. Tufton is on the ball. Dr. Tufton is a minister that you can tell that he loves what he's doing. You can tell that he cares about the people of Jamaica. When you have a non-performing MP like Dr. Guy now, standing up in the ministry and saying that in the parliament and saying that, oh, the people them did afraid to come out and to the health center because of privacy and people are going to see the health record. You don't think, guys, I don't think Dr. Guy has sense. Be honest. You don't look upon a person like Dr. Guy and put him in a sensible category. Dr. Guy is standing up in the parliament and say, oh, it was not a success because, first of all, too many people came out and the people were afraid that the medical records was being out in the open and too much people can't see the record and all kind of trivial nonsense. All kind of trivial stupidness. Dr. Guy coming out to pretend like him really care about the people at St. Mary. When in truth and in fact, Dr. Guy really don't care. Dr. Guy, you really don't care because if that is your only complaint, if the only thing Dr. Guy can stand up and say, guys, is that there were too many persons and the people them never feel comfortable to disclose them health record to so much people. That's the least. That's the least, Dr. Guy. That can fix. That's the least. You don't have no argument. What you need to stand up and tell the people of Jamaica that under Percival and Portia, you guys closed down 90% of the health centers. That you need to come out and tell the people of Jamaica. Under you and Percival and Portia, the health centers were closed. Under you and under Percival and Portia, Jamaican people stayed away from the hospitals because they didn't have any money. Now, under the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Tufton is now encouraging the people of Jamaica to come out and get a checkup free of cost. Come out, check your diabetes, your hypertension. Come out and get a medical checkup free of cost. That has never happened in Jamaica before. Back in a PNP time, people used to just stay in their yard and dead. During the PNP time, people never bother waste time and go to hospital because only time you see people show up at hospital are when they're on that door. No hope. And Dr. Tufton's presentation today was very clear, guys. You can go and listen to it. Over $1 billion invested in NHF. Now men can use their NHF card and check them prostate checks free, pap smear free, mammogram free, cancer scan free, under the Andrew Holness government. Mark Golding is going around promising affordable care. What is affordable care, Mark Golding? You need to come and tell the people. You need to come and explain to the people what does affordable health care means to a PNP government. What does affordable health care mean? Because now the people of Jamaica is getting free health care. And there's a difference between free health care and affordable health care. To me, Mark Golding is telling the people of Jamaica that they will have to pay to get proper health care under the People's National Party. That is what I'm getting from what Mark Golding is saying. He's going around making promises about affordable health care. The people of Jamaica is now getting free health care under Andrew Holness and Dr. Tufton. We're not turning back. We're not turning back. How can we swap black dog for monkey? How can we swap out a government that is giving us access to free health care for a government that is invested in private health care and set up how much private hospital down Montego Bay and set up how much private hospital over Portmore and force the people of Jamaica to pay to use the healthcare facilities? How can we turn back? How can we turn back? How can we elect a government that is invested in private health care? The private healthcare system in Montego Bay is run by the PNP and the PNP doctors. That is why they hear they say, oh, we're going to have affordable health care. Because they want to channel the government resources to their private practice. That is what they are doing. Guys, when you're doing research, I want to see the hospital that news where the tourists, the American citizen on TikTok was saying that he got a cut in the hotel and the hotel recommend him to go to that hospital. We don't do no research and see who are the shareholders. Who are the shareholders in that hospital? You don't want me repeat? You don't want me repeat? Do no research. You remember the video that was circulating on social media with the American citizen complaining that he got injured at the hotel and the hotel recommended him to go to this certain hospital in Montego Bay, and when he went they asked him to pay $100 for something else and then $700 US for something else. We don't do no research and find out which PNP doctor is the shareholder, is partner in that hospital, have big shares in that hospital. Do no research, okay? That is why when we had the problem in Cornwall Regional, the PNP wanted the government to close down Cornwall Regional and send the people them to the private hospital. Do no research and find out which PNP Tapanaris. Do no research and find out which PNP Tapanaris is the owner of the hospital, the private hospital in Portmore. Do no research and find out. We're going to hear the PNP talk about affordable care, you know. That is what they are talking about. That is what they're talking about. Channeling public resources to them private practice. We're going to hear the PNP talking about affordable health care. They don't mean free health care. They mean finding a way for the people of Jamaica to use their private health facilities. Do no research and find out which PNP doctor has shares in the private hospital in Montego Bay, the same hospital that the hotel sent the tourists to. And do no research on the one at Portmore too. When you hear the PNP talk about healthcare, the PNP has never built not one hospital since 1962. The PNP under Percival Noel James Patterson has not built not one single hospital in our country. The PNP under Percival went and invest in private health facilities. The PNP under Percival went and built and bought and set up private practice. And what they do is that they work in the public sector. And when you go there to get any help or you go there to do anything, then frustrate you, then put you down on bench for sit down for 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then they send somebody come tell you, say, well, you could do it at A and B for 100,000, you know. Yeah, you could do it at A and B for 150,000. That is the PNP practice. So when you hear the PNP talking about affordable care, that's what they mean. That's what they mean. 90% of the private practices in Jamaica are owned and operated by PNP doctors. 90% of the private health facilities are owned and operated by PNP doctors. When you hear the PNP run out where they and cost Dr. Tufton because Dr. Tufton set up a government facilities as it relates to oxygen in our country. The government under Dr. Tufton and Andrew Holness invested in our own oxygen facility so that the government don't have to depend on a private company to bring in oxygen to supply the public hospital. Me couldn't think PNP did a ball out so. Because the number one supplier of oxygen to the public health hospital was a PNP. So yes, when you take food from a PNP plate, they're not happy. Let me repeat that. Who remember in 2023, I think, when Dr. Tufton announced that the government now has our own oxygen plant where we can supply oxygen to the public hospitals. Who remember that? Who remember the alabaloo where the PNP go on with? It wasn't because they cared about Jamaican people, you know. It was because previously, the previous owner, the person that used to supply the government facilities with oxygen was a big PNP tapanaris. That's how the PNP operate. That's how the PNP operate. The PNP use them knowledge of things that they know the country need due to the position that they are in. And they set up like a private facility, like a set up shop, and they benefit. During COVID, who can type in the chat and tell me during COVID, who was the main supplier of the mask and the things that we use to do the COVID testing? The things that we use to swap people to do the COVID testing. Which smart laborer can tell me which PNP person had that contract to bring in the gloves, the mask, and the thing that we use to test for COVID, the COVID testing thing that we use, the little thing to test the COVID. Who can tell me which PNP did have that? Let me tell you something. The PNP, when you hear Mark Golding say when he farm government, him and a bunch of tapanaris, you know. Not take him lightly, you know, guys. Don't take Mark Golding lightly when you don't hear him say him and a bunch of tapanaris. He mean it. He something what he mean. Because when it comes to the private health care in the system, because the PNP know the condition of the health care system and the Percival, how the system was poor and sloppy and untidy. The PNP did nothing to help. That the PNP went out and set up their own private facilities. That's why they hate to see Dr. Tufton come in. They hate to see CRC come in. They hate to see Cornwall Regional come in because Cornwall Regional I got box food out of them mouth down a Montego Bay. Cornwall Regional is now going to box food out of the PNP doctor them down a Montego Bay mouth. That's why they hate to see Cornwall Regional come in. When it comes to health care in this country, the People's National Party has no moral authority. None whatsoever. Because the PNP and the Percival did nothing to improve the public health facilities. What they did was go out and set up their own shop. Looking at St. Mary, run a doctor guy. Look on a Portland, pan the doctor that got killed. Look out at St. Thomas, Dr. Ferguson. Look over Portmore, Dr. Daz. Looking at Kingston, the amount of them. Look down at Manchester. John Jr. them. All over the parish. All over the parish. I put it to you. I put it to you. The People's National Party and the Percival did nothing to improve the public health facilities. It was not to them benefit. And what the PNP used to do, the PNP doctor them used to do in the PNP time, when the government bring the little scarce resources, because it never enough, you know, guys. It never enough because they never have the money. What they do is they take them out of the public facilities and take them to their private facilities. That is what the PNP doctors used to do. I'm telling you guys. No, Kirk. The next one. When the PNP was in government under Percival, the PNP did nothing to improve the public health facility. That is why when we won the election, we had to start from scratch. That is why it was so hard for the Jamaica Labour Party government when we won the election, because we had to start from zero. We had to start from zero because there was absolutely nothing there. Dr. Dawes said plastic bag as gown, scandal bag as apron, straw as tube. Dr. Dawes said while he was doing operation, something happened and he got soaked with blood right down to his underpants. Dr. Dawes said no bulb. Doors couldn't close properly. Those were Dr. Dawes' words under the People's National Party. And mark you, while all of this has been going on in the public sector, the private health facilities are coming up, open up all over the country. 90% of PNP doctors. Guys, the Mark Golding-led PNP is not a new PNP. The Mark Golding-led People's National Party is nothing new. The people that is in Mark Golding Party are the same person that was there during Percival time. They are the same set of person that was there under Portia time. And are not new. And then the people that Mark Golding was right there beside Omar Davis as a prodigy with DB&G and Sweetheart Deal, lining making his money on the back of poor people. Philip Palwell was right there with Percival selling out JPS and giving and selling and giving out the distribution line to one company to charge us any amount they want to charge us. Right there. Angela Brownberg, right there. Taxing and Carton Patty. And a new people. Dayton Campbell. get run out from Nunga Saint and Wimban and grew because he was lazy and incompetent. And on the new people. And on new people in the PNP and the same people them. They are not new. They're coming with nothing different. And the new people. So as I said before, Dr. Tufton in his presentation, he updated the country and the progress. And we feel the progress. We can see the difference. Poor people can now, for the first time, turn up at the hospital and not get turned away because they don't have any money. That is because of the policies of Andrew Michael Holness. We now can pull 5% of the taxpayer money from our ticket system to improve and to put out education campaign. No, we don't have to send and borrow the money from overseas. The government can now invest money in agriculture. No, Minister Flight Green helping with planting a potato, planting a onion, getting the land ready, fertilizer, hose, everything with our own money. Montego Bay bypass, 45% with our own money. Highway St. Thomas, finish, our own money. Highway 2000, Williamsfield leg, free of cost, people of Manchester, with our money. We can see tangible things from our government. So when a person asks me why I support Andrew Holness government, I can go all night. I can go all night. And we as members of the Jamaica Labour Party, we need to arm ourselves with information. Arm up ourselves and do road. $315 million, $5 million each to each MP. We can now go to we neighbor and say, we see a roof it blow off where they are when the rain fall in wet up where they are. Here is a check for $70,000. Go to this and such hardware and pick up some zinc. In a PNP time, when Gilbert, I mean, I want nobody tell me so I never born when Gilbert. I was born. It's just that I was about, I want to say, 4 years old. But remember Gilbert. During Gilbert PNP time, they took all the zinc, the PNP people them, take the zinc them and sell them. The PNP have a bad track record, guys. The PNP have a very, very, very bad track record. Oh, one last thing. I saw in the Comrade Gleaner where Mark Golding say, when informed government, him have a zero tolerant administration as it relates to corruption. So Mark Golding, so until the farm government, zero tolerance. It's free for all. Everybody can do what they want to do as long as you know farm government. Because you're yet to address the people of Jamaica about the 3-story building that was built by your councillor down at Linjus Road. You still not address the country about the $1 billion missing at the Portmore led the PNP led municipality. You still not address the country about the $15 million Senate seat that was allegedly sold by the People's National Party. You still not address the country about the $200 million missing from the PNP-led Westmoreland Municipality, Hanover Municipality, Portmore Municipality. So until you farm government, you have nothing to say about corruption. Okay. Until you farm government. But thank God, Mark Golding, thank you God, you not farm no government. You can stay because you will not be farming any government. You will remain in opposition for a very, very long time. So you don't have to worry yourself. That the statement where you put out is just political red meat for your base. You not farm no government. I just felt the need to tell you that tonight. You're not really a farm no government. So yes, guys, in closing, just a recap. Thank you to our Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, for the $315 million. I am sure our MP will put it to good use. I'm sure our MP will help the vulnerable and the needy. I am very, very sure that the MP will not give the councillors any money to spend. I am very, very sure. And I'm asking my Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, do not, sir, give any money to the PNP councillors to be spent in any constituencies, because the PNP will use that money to show a partner, and the PNP will save up that money to run election. PNP not care about the people of Jamaica. So keep the same plan that you had before. The MP spend the money, the councillor liaison with them, and everything will be bright and beautiful. Thank you, Minister Tufton, for your hard work in the Ministry of Health. Thank you, Minister Voss, for your hard work in the Ministry of Transport and where there? Thank you. Guys, we don't know if we touch on the 15 parish tonight, you know. I feel like I want to leave the 15 parish thing tomorrow. What do you think? Yeah, man. Tomorrow we can talk about the 15 parish, because it's a long topic, you know. It's a very, very long topic. So tomorrow we will address that topic about the 15th parish. We just want to use tonight to thank the Prime Minister, our hardworking Prime Minister. We want to thank our administration for paying down the debt, freeing up more money so we can invest $315 million in the repairing our help our people of the people of Jamaica to fix their roof. We want to thank our government for that. We want to thank our government again for putting good policies in place so we can now pull from that resources to spend how much $1 million now to help with education campaign. We want to thank Minister Tufton for his hard work as it relates to the health sector. We see your hard work, we feel your hard work, and we appreciate your hard work. I want to tell the people of Jamaica, do not allow the Mark Gordon-led PNP to trick you guys. Do not allow the Mark Gordon-led PNP to distract, mislead, and take the country off the path to first world country. Do no research. Do your research. Write down the pros, write down the cons, because I'm very, very sure that the good outweighs the bad. Start asking Mark Golding some questions. Start asking Mark Golding for his plans and his policies. Start asking Peter Bunting for his crime plan. Start asking Dr. Dawes. I don't want to say Dr. Dawes, because Dr. Dawes is not a credibility, you know. I don't think you'll get the Ministry of Health position in the Dr. Dawes, you know. You're not a credibility. You're not a credibility, Dr. Dawes. Let's remove Dr. Dawes, guys. Robot Dr. Dawes. Robot Dr. Dawes. Dr. Dawes, you're not a credibility. Robot Dr. Dawes. I think Robot Dr. Dawes. Yes, let us stick to them three here. Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and Dayton Campbell, about the fund, the tax that he's planning to put on the people of Jamaica, the tariff that he's planning to put on overseas imported goods. Let's talk about those things. And in the meantime, Jamaica Labour Party people, go out in the highways and the byways and tell the people of Jamaica about the policies of the Andrew Holness government. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you to the people. Thank you to the persons that are subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much to the people them who subscribe, who comment, who like, who share. Thank you very much. Listen, to the amount of labor right where they are Jamaica, me expect my channel is supposed to be growing. I expect my channel in the next 3 months I'm supposed to have a good amount of following, because I'm planning to invest in my channel to set up a system where we can have conversation with more than one person. I am planning to invest in this channel for us. This is a Labour Party channel, a Labour Party movement, and I want to thank you guys for your support, to the persons who subscribe, to the persons who are watching the videos after we come off at night time. Thank you very much. And to the people who watch my video, watch them again. Now that me monetize, go back and re-watch my video. Then please, me I beg you, just put them on the TV and run them in the background. Go back and re-watch my video now that me monetize and help me for build my platform so that we can have a platform. This is gonna be a platform for everybody, guys. Me so have to stop talk, me want to stop talk. As soon as the platform big enough and me set up the system enough where other person can come on and host and talk. And a male wanna go talk, and a male wanna go talk. As soon as we set up the platform where we can have more than one person, una go come on and talk and host and tell about the party. And this is not my platform. This is our platform. So I want to thank you all for your support. And I want to thank the Jamaica Labour Party for putting in the policies to make Jamaica the place where we can work, where we can live, where we can raise our family. Thank you to Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness. Good night.